What is up, YouTube? Troken here. Welcome back to Drawface. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to upgrade the pre-constructed Viktor deck into something a little more competitive by replacing some cards with some cards that don't really work with the deck. Just overall, just making it a little bit better. But before we get into the video, a huge announcement. Guys, we did it. I can't believe it, dude. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful. And just thank you guys so much. We reached 1,000 subscribers. That is absolutely incredible in just a few couple months, and I'm just like I'm at loss for words. Thank you guys to whoever has commented, who has reached out, for the people that like the videos, the people that have helped me construct the videos, and for the ones who dislike the videos, because it really pushed me to make better content and structure it a little bit more. So a shout out first and foremost to Lieutenant Dan, to Bad Tree Man, to Cameras, to Skylights, to Bamboo Panda, honestly, and Oni the Shadow. Like, you guys, we have a community on Discord, and we've done a lot of stuff together, and it's just helped me understand the game, helped me become a better Riftbound player, and it's just been really awesome building this tiny community. And to all the viewers, thank you guys so much for tuning in as often as you do. That means the world to me, and I'm just like at a loss for words. Like, it's just absolutely insane. I can't believe it. So as promised, we have a giveaway, right? So I'm giving out 3 structure decks, and the winner of those structure decks are the first one is the Sleepy Druid. The second one is Flame of War at YugiTuber773. And the last one is Michelle Pickering at Michelle Pickering. So congratulations, guys. That's awesome. So how this is going to work is that I need you to, in my link, there's my X or my /Twitter account, right? Shoot me a DM confirming your identity, and then we'll trade shipping information. And as soon as the product comes out on October 31st and I get everything that I pre-ordered, I'll be sending them out to you. So round of applause, everybody, for those 3 winners. Again, the Sleepy Druid, Flame of War at YugiTuber773, and Michelle Pickering, at Michelle Pickering. Congratulations, guys. That's awesome. And thank you for your continued support. That is awesome. So with that being said, let's get into the video now. So basically, release is around the corner, right? So I want to get into a little bit of updating, or upgrading rather, the pre-constructed Viktor deck. So for those of you that have won and you pick Viktor as your prize, this is actually really good for you. So let's look at the deck list first for the Viktor Precon. So for the Viktor Precon, we actually obviously have the Legend, Herald of Arcane, 6 Order runes, 6 Mind runes. The battlefields are a Altar to Unity, the Grand Plaza, and Trifarian War Camp. Moving on into the main deck, we have a Viktor Innovator, 2 Stupefies, 2 Orb of Regrets, 3 Ravenbloom Students, 2 Mushroom Pouches, 2 Hidden Blades, 2 Smoke Screens, 3 Soaring Scouts, 3 Call the Weak, 3 Noxian Drummers, 3 Eager Apprentice, 1 of Heimerdinger, 2 Sprite Calls, 2 Back-to-Backs, 3 Cruel Patrons, 2 Consult the Pasts, 2 Jeweled Colossuses, 1 Grand Stratagem, and 1 Wraith of Echoes. So basically, I'm going to go through and tell you what you need to take out, and then at the end, I'm going to tell you what you need to put in to generally just upgrade the deck a little bit better to make it more competitive. First and foremost, we'll go into the runes. So the runes stay at an even 6-6 split. Nothing to do there. Leave them as they are. Going into the battlefield, we're going to be taking out Altar to Unity. We'll be going to be taking out the Grand Plaza. We're going to be replacing our chosen champion, Viktor Innovator, so take him out. We're going to be taking out Orb of Regret. We're going to be taking out Mushroom Pouch. We're going to be taking out 1 Noxian Drummer, leave 2 in there. We're going to be taking out 3 Eager Apprentices. We're going to be taking out the Heimerdinger. We're going to be taking out the Sprite Calls, both of them, 2. We're going to be taking out 2 Back-to-Backs. We're going to be taking out 3 Cruel Patrons. We're going to be taking out 2 Consult the Pasts. We're going to be taking out 2 Jeweled Colossuses. And we're going to be taking out 1 Wraith of Echoes. So, Then I'm going to just be going into the updated deck list and telling you what you need to be putting in. This deck list is generally a very, like, I would say, arguing like competitive Victor Swarm build. It is very good, has really good cards. Now there is an issue when it comes to the rarity of the cards. There's going to be a few epics and a few rares, I believe. That you need. However, I did keep budget in mind. So if you are at your local TCGs from the cards that you've taken out, if anybody needs them and you want to trade, remember this is a trading card game and we should be trading cards instead of buying them online. However, the way the market is with some things, especially like the way Pokemon has been, it's always been buy, buy, buy. So hopefully, first step, always try and trade what you need. And then if you can't really, then go on TCG Player or Card Market and just buy the singles, because most of these are commons and uncommons. The epics and the rares are going to be a little harder to pull. However, it is definitely going to upgrade your deck, guys. It's going to be a huge difference. And also these cards that I took in consideration to add are very viable cards in their own respective color to be used in other decks as well. So in the long run, it's only going to help you out. So going into the updated deck list, talking about the battlefields, because we're keeping the runes the same. We're going to be keeping the Trifarian Warcamp, like I said before. We're going to be adding the Arena's Greatest. We're going to be adding Obelisk of Power. Now, looking into the chosen champion, we're going to be adding the Yellow Victor. It's going to be a little harder to pull, considering its rarity. However, I feel like there's going to be a lot of these floating around. People opening packs, like I said, trade, 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 instead of before you buy, buy, buy. And yeah, it's just like this Victor is generally better. You can build an Innovator Victor deck. However, you just completely need to restructure into a reaction/action spell deck. And I just think the Swarm build is much better. This champion is just much more consistent than the other one because its effect is better. When a non-recruit unit dies, you get another 1/1, and this is a Swarm build, so this works perfectly in there as well. So definitely try and get that Victor. That is a crucial part, as you need a chosen champion to actually play the game. Looking into the other cards, we're going to be adding one more Stupefy. We already have two, so don't worry about that. So add one more Stupefy. It is a common card, so should be no trouble there. The Ravenbloom students we're going to be keeping. We have three, and we need three, so there you go. Nothing to worry about there. The Hidden Blades, in the pre-constructed deck, we have two. And we only need one more. It is a common card, so no trouble there. Going into the smoke screens, we have two in the pre-constructed deck. We just need one more on top of that. So that's also not a big issue. It is a common card. Nothing to worry there. And it's actually a very strong common card. So, the pre-constructed deck, I think, generally is very good, minus a few things. From the units, we're going to need a 3 of the Daring Poro. It is the yellow Poro, right? So grab 3 of those. It is a common. Shouldn't be too hard to grab. The Soaring Scout in the pre-constructed, we have a 3 of, so nothing to do there. We're going to keep all 3. Moving on to Cull the Weak, we have 3 in the pre-constructed deck, and we need 3 in the upgraded deck, so leave them as is. Like I said, we took out the 1 Noxian Drummer, and we're going to be keeping 2 of them. We only need 2 of them. 3 is a bit too much, because we're generally looking at the curve of the deck, right? From the other units we're going to be adding, it is going to be 3 Faithful Manufactors. Now, this card is a great 3-drop, right? It curves out well with the Noxian Drummer. It's either one or the other. So you have 4 3-drops to put into the game, and it's just generally very strong because you get another unit. So it's basically a 3 for 3 that you can split up and conquer as you choose. So really good addition. And again, it is only common, so nothing too crazy there. The first rare that we're going to be getting into is Leona Determined. Now, it's just a solid card, right? When I attack, stun an enemy unit here, and it has shield, so it can sit on a battlefield, defend for another extra might. If it's on Trifarian Warcamp and it's defending, it goes up to 6. It stuns units. It trades very well. If you're moving in with recruits, it's just a solid good card. And also, if you ever get the Leona Legend, right, you can always, there you go. You got another chosen champion. And it is only 1 of, so it's nothing too crazy there. Next, we're going on into units. We're going to be adding 3 Sprite Mothers. Like I said before, it is a card that I took into consideration because basically a lot of blue decks are playing this card. So once you get 3 of these, you are good to go in building future decks with other legends. It is an uncommon, so it's going to be a little harder to get. However, maybe you can trade, but generally, like when you're ripping packs, or if you go on TCG Player or something like Card Market, you can grab them for very cheap, considering they're uncommons. Maybe a couple cents, 50 cents, maybe a couple dollars. I'm not too sure yet. The market for individual cards hasn't been really out yet, so we will see. However, it is a strong card. It is very good for this deck, and we're just going to be adding 3 of those into there. In terms of other additions, we're going to be adding 2 Machine Evangels. Great card. Honestly, in the beginning when I was playing this card, I was like, oh, God, like it's so slow. What can I do with it? You're really relying on the death knell. But however, the death knell is strong and it's annoying. And 5 in a power seems a lot for 4 might, but the fact that when it does die, you get 3 recruits and you can move in something with Grand Stratagem, it's very strong. Initially, like I said, I played it and I was like, it's okay. But when it does die and you have a Grand Stratagem in hand, it can swing the game in your favor, right? So it's a little setup, little combo, and we're going to be adding 2 of those. It is a rare, so a little harder to get, but it's okay. It's generally just like a very solid, good card for the Swarm build. Moving on, we already have 1 Grand Stratagem. Now, running 3 is a little too much, so we're just going to be adding 1 more. So that is another rare that you're going to have to add into the deck. But this is like your win condition, right? You're going to need at least 2 of these in the deck for a Swarm build for Viktor. It is awesome. It is a card that is feared. This is game-winning spell, right? So definitely try and pick one up on top of that. The next is probably the best removal in the game, honestly, and the fact that it's an uncommon is awesome, right? So we're going to be adding 3 Singularities. 6 to power, deal 6 to up to 2 units is something that's really needed. It is strong. Anyone who's running blue, Kaisas, Luxes, Timos, Aries, they run Singularity. So like I said before, having the playset of these is crucial because then you can just put them in all your other decks. And it is only an uncommon and it's a very strong card. So definitely put 3 of these into the deck. And the last card that we're going to be adding in, we're not going to be talking about sideboards, and this is a little harder to get. And I think this card is going to be a little pricey. So I'm sorry, guys, but this card is so good, right? And it'll definitely take you from losing games to winning games because this game is just incredible. This card is just incredible. We're going to be adding a Thousand Tail Watcher. We're going to be putting in 3 of those. It is a rare, right? But it is so strong. If you get your hands on these, put this in the Viktor deck because it is just absolutely incredible. It is so good. 7 in power, 7 might. You can accelerate it. And when it gets played, it minuses 3 everything. It is just so good. Looking at the pre-constructed deck, I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't put any of the signature spells, right? But it's just the way it is sometimes. But luckily, we don't need it, right? So it's okay. So out of the cards that we added, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8 rare cards, right? And I believe the Viktor is a epic. But other than that, that's fine. I think the full art's only the epic. Yeah, and then the regular art is actually just the rare. So out of there's only 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 12 rares. That's doable. That's actually very, very doable. Definitely try and upgrade your Viktor deck, and then enter those games. This is considered I really put the effort into making it budget friendly. The rares are really good. The rares shouldn't be too expensive, other than maybe Thousand Tail Watcher, because this has seen so much tournament play. It might be a little pricey, maybe between $2 and $5, maybe if not 8 or 10, just because it's so strong. But again, one consideration to take is that from the 3 Cruel Patrons, right, we had in the pre-constructed deck, we can replace that with a Thousand Tail Watcher, right? If you really don't want to hash out the money for that card, because I think this card is going to be a little more pricier, Definitely just put in the 3 cruel patrons for the Thousand Tail Watchers. However, if you're hands on some Thousand Tail Watchers, definitely put it into this deck. But yeah, that's it, guys. I just want to do a quick little video of how to upgrade your pre-constructed deck so you can get into your local tournaments, right? The first week it comes out, and start kind of getting first place, second place, getting those prize packs, and kind of like updating your collection and improving your decks that you have. So other than that, that's it. Thank you guys so much. And again, thank you guys for the 1,000 subscribers. You guys are awesome. Congratulations to the winners. Remember, please hit me up on my X account and DM, and we'll verify your identities, and we'll trade shipping information. I'll get to you your prizes as soon as possible. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate your continued support. You guys are awesome. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.